Hello everyone, I'm Burger, and I'm here with another episode of Skyrim Modded. Now, today I've had a lot of trouble getting this game to just load in general, because I play off camera, which puts the save game in a Y position, and then that just causes loading older saves very difficult. So yes, I cannot press the quick save button. It's not liking that today. I'm not sure why. But anyways, I am going to complete some quests. So I have to count these freaking steps for this guy who's like, how could they be 7,000? Did they carve the path to be exactly 7,000? What is the meaning of this? So, yeah, I gotta do that. So let's count the freaking steps. Good, they counted? Good, now let's go. And never come back here. Unless on official business.
No offense, but you're not looking so good.
Yeah, I'll be a werewolf soon enough. Oh. Oh, good. I thought the game was ready to crash again, but no. Okay, I can tell this guy about the freaking steps. I have news on the 7,000 steps.
Back so soon? This is not a good sign. Bah! Out with it, before I lose my patience.
Don't worry. I'll play my part.
Like, you basically tell me anything I want, it seems. Many of the steps have been worn down. I can't get an accurate count.
That may be, but even a worn down step is still a step. Or an empty space that can be... You are simply unwilling. Back so soon? This is not a good sign.
Then I'm just gonna...
Out with it.
Tell him this.
Daraki does not think you counted the steps. Daraki thinks you're trying to fill his head with doubt. Be gone. Back so soon? This is not a good sign. 700? By the divines. Daraki might have forgiven a few steps, but... Oh, such a betrayal cannot be pardoned.
I hope I ruined this guy's life.
I'm not sure that it's news, but lately it
You
seems
must
like
excuse
every
him.
blacksmith in Skyrim is out to prove that he's
Daraki
capable of yours
would
and
like some
Rain's.
time alone.
I hope I ruined his life. I'm gonna ask for you for some
May the
food.
gods watch over. Now that our drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry.
Yep. And now that I did his dragon claw quest, I can also marry him. Which is the cheapest wine? The ale is. That made sense, trust me. Ooh, sweet roll. And 3 of those.
If you're headed up to the monastery.
Damn it, I'm slow. That should be better. Am I no longer thirsty? Feeling well hydrated?
Your step.
And I'm no longer
It's
fat.
a long way
Good,
down.
good. Now is this guy gonna go somewhere? Where is he going? I guess I have to follow him. Where's he going?
Riften is where they make black bread.
I'm actually kind of curious at this point.
We should head down there. Have ourselves a little taste test.
Men are all alike.
I would
from
like to go to
Skyrim
Riften so I can
Hammerfell.
steal from people.
They care only for
And
war
hopefully
and
ruin a
politics
few
and
people's
treat
lives.
their women like cattle.
Riften is a nice town. Where's he going? He commits suicide. I just want to watch him commit suicide. That's what I want to do. Okay, so I gotta wait for him to come up here. I really am a horrible person now, aren't I? The Silver-Tongued Psycho. Well, this isn't much of a role-playing game. Yeah, I figured out the secret of this place. And I figured he was going to commit suicide. It was just a random guess I took. It seems to be correct. Why you sighing, huh? Huh? Huh, Lydia? Oh, he's got a backpack on his back. Do I have a backpack? Knapsack. Knapsack. Nope, I don't. Come
Might
on.
find something good in
Come
there.
on, hurry up. I've got places to go. People to kill. People to steal from. I feel good about myself. Monk robes. Large antlers. I'm carrying too much again. I'm glad he
This
did that,
land's tough
because
and
I am
unforgiving.
role-playing as a terrible person. Now, where on to
I hope
next?
you didn't. I'm here to
Oh, wait, what'd she say?
the 7,000 steps. I think you will be dragging my lifeless body back down again. If my legs even manage to carry me to the top.
Oh, Sophia, what zany shenanigans will you get into next week? Look at the Dragon Burial Site. It's just walking all the way today now, isn't it? I guess I'll travel to the abandoned prison and walk from here. Today's gonna be a walking day. Last episode was a talking day. Now it's a walking day. I should make more of these, Skyrim videos than I'm currently making. Because, you know, they do decent on VidMe. And by decent, I mean really well. And I really should be focusing on VidMe because YouTube is being annoying. Now isn't it? What spell is this? Oh yes, Pale Shadow. Who are these people?
You speak to a vigilant of Stendar.
Ooh,
Cavort
please
within
scare
you.
me.
Stendar's light purify you of your ills.
Yay! 50 gold for water. You on Daedra?
And any other abominations that prey on mortals. Vampires, werewolves, witches. But Daedra are the worst. Their callous disregard for our lives is abhorrent in the eyes of the God of Mercy.
Uh-huh. God of mercy.
vigil will be
Must
watched-
destroy things. God of mercy. I'm going to destroy things. God of mercy. Walking around for the express purpose of destroying things. God of mercy. Are you seeing what I'm seeing here? These people are the most merciful people I've ever met. That is what I'm saying.
Stendar's mercy be
Yeah, they
upon
got the
you,
same stuff
for
to
the
say.
vigil has none to spare.
Same stuff. Mixed watermelon. Who?
I'm
Now.
hungry. Maybe today I'll try something
Oh, is this where I
new,
think it is?
like a vegetable.
I think one of my
something
favorite characters I've ever met is
buried
here.
under an avalanche of
Such a
meat.
complicated individual. Yes, this is it. Okay, it looks like it's another therapy
I like
day.
horses. I'd like to ride one when I get a little older.
Me too. Just not in the way you're thinking.
Griffith told me not to talk to strangers.
Griffith is a smart man. Griffith lied. Strangers often
Never
have
on
taffy and other fine treats. We're already talking. That means I'm not a stranger.
I guess that makes sense.
What are you two doing here?
Griffith and I are playing hide and seek.
Uh-huh. You two are terrible at this. I can't even tell who's hiding and who's seeking.
Oh, we're both hiding. The monsters are seeking. You're not a monster, are you?
Oh? Tell me about Griffith. Terrible name. Terrible name. Worst name ever. I hope, if any of you know why I think this is the worst name ever, I love you. Homo intended. Anyways,
You hear all this talk about
tell me
war?
about Griffith.
He's the
hope it
nicest,
never comes
bravest
here.
man I've ever met. One time he saved me from 3 monsters.
Oh? 3 monsters, huh?
Yeah, they didn't stand a chance.
Tell me how Griffith fought off these monsters.
Well, we were headed towards Windhelm when it was getting dark. We made a camp and prepared for bed. I got up to go to the bathroom. That's when the monsters came for me. They're sneaky monsters who like to come out of the dark.
I'll need to bathe
So when I saw
thoroughly to
them, I
get this
closed my
stench out of
eyes
me.
and screamed as loud as I could. I kept screaming until a hand closed my mouth shut. I was so scared. I thought the monsters got me. But then I heard a whisper, and I knew I was safe because monsters can't talk. I opened my eyes, and it was Griffith.
This is life.
I'm not sure I
Struggle
should
is
say
what reminds us
this.
to
I'm
draw
the silver-tongued
breath.
psycho. I don't tell people I'm a terrible person. Sometimes, child, the real monsters are people like you and me.
Why?
People can fall victim to desire, greed, anger, and other unhealthy emotions.
Why?
Don't
Yeah,
worry.
I'm speaking to a
I'll
child.
play my part.
Why indeed, it is a question mortals have wrestled with since the dawn of time.
Okay, this isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, you are a child. Children are amoral. Is there anything else you can tell me about Griffith?
Well, I know he doesn't sleep much. I think he has bad dreams or something.
Oh.
He also doesn't like to
Well,
talk
I did hear
much.
that the
I
Argonians
only
are
ever
being
see him
banned
talk to
from living
me or
inside
the
the walls of
innkeepers. And even then he doesn't say much.
Oh.
I think he might be a little shy.
Oh.
Hey, why don't you try talking to him? You're really nice, so he might like talking to you.
This looks like a
Yeah.
job.
You hear
Go
all this
talk to
about
him.
a war?
I bet you two would
I
make
hope it never
great
comes near.
friends.
This looks like a job for a therapist. Where are your parents? Yeah, I probably should have led with this question. This isn't her dad, is it? And I already know the answer to all these questions. I'm just pretending to not know them.
I don't have any parents. Francois at the orphanage said everyone has parents, but I'm not so sure. I've never met them
Why is it
anyway.
always so
But Grella the
cold?
Kind once called me a worthless little Breton. So I guess they were Bretons.
Oh, Grilla the Kind. What zany shenanigans will you get into next week? That's a horrible thing to say to a child.
Yeah, I was so happy when Griffith came for me. I didn't like it
Ever
there.
onward.
None of us did.
Did you get along with the other children?
Well, we were headed towards Windhelm when it was getting dark. We made a camp and prepared for bed. I got up to go to the bathroom. That's when the monsters came for me. So when I saw them, I kept screaming until. But then I
man's
heard
trash
a
is
whisper,
another's treasure.
and I knew I was safe because monsters can't talk. I opened my eyes. and it
Yeah, I've
was
already read
Griffith.
this part. I must have clicked the wrong one. Whatever. I'm ready to talk to Griffith. The man with the horrible name.
Why must there always
got the
be
wrong house,
incest
stranger.
inside temples? It really
The mill
does
owner
make me
lives
feel
on
a
the other
little
side of
sick.
the road. I
Did I
suggest you
say
leave.
incest?
Yeah,
I
he's
meant
dressed like the
incense.
Dark
The
Brotherhood.
smell really gets up my nose.
What are you two doing here?
That's none of your business.
Oh, is it? I just wanted to talk.
Sorry, but I'm not looking for company.
This land's tough and
Who are you?
unforgiving,
I'm just gonna ignore
but
what he just said.
beautiful, too.
A stranger, just like you. Let's keep it that way.
Uh-huh, he sounds dead on the inside. What's with the girl?
I'm her guardian. Let's just leave it at that.
Uh-huh.
Heard those mages up in
I
Winter
already
have
met the
been
little
trying to
scamp.
figure
Her
out
name's
how
Morgan.
many
She spoke
dragons
well
there
of you.
are in Skyrim.
Did she? I told her not to talk to strangers. What did she tell you?
She said that there were people after you.
The girl's too trusting for her own good. What of it?
The whole arrangement is suspicious. Explain
I'll
yourself
play
or I'll
my
call a
part.
guard.
Hold on. There's no need for that. It's not what you think. The girl is under my protection.
Actually, I wasn't thinking anything. I was waiting for more information to decide what I was thinking.
The Grey Quarter in
It's better
Winter
if you
is
just
little
tell the
better than a
truth. Who's
slum.
after you?
It's shameful that the
The Dark
Dark Elves are
Brotherhood.
made to live that way.
They're after us. Her and me.
Her and I. Jesus. Learn language. I've been hunted myself. Have I in this save? I don't remember.
Then you know how it is. Always looking over your shoulder. Never getting a good night's sleep. The last time to see the sun.
The land is beautiful, but I can't
Or to taste a
stand
ripe
when it's
apple.
cold.
Or to get pinched by the girl. Everything has a finale to it. It all feels so tense. So grave. I'd probably lose myself pull into old habits if the kid weren't depending on me.
Uh-huh.
Why is it always so
Why are you serving
cold?
as her guardian?
I need a reason to protect a child.
Yes. That is mean. You can say some really horrible things to this guy in this conversation. She isn't yours and thus not your responsibility. I guess that's the type of thing someone in a fantasy setting would say. Fantasy being
need to
medieval,
bathe
and
thoroughly to
medieval
get this
being
stench
everyone
off
being
me.
a terrible person.
For now, she is. Has to be. She's got no one else. Now, eventually she'll come of age and no longer be the girl she once was. And the only thing connecting her to her past will be me. That's when I'll say goodbye. Not a second before.
Why is the Dark Brotherhood after you?
Ever onward.
I killed one of their contracts.
Interesting. You're not just any killer. It takes one to know one.
That obvious, huh?
Yeah.
Alright. I was once a member of the same organization that hunts me.
Well, you are dressed like them.
The Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah, you dress like them. I know what they dress like.
But to be honest, it's not really a story I like to tell.
They show up to the party wearing the same outfit. Please?
Alright. I see you're not gonna give up until I tell you.
The land
Yep.
is beautiful.
As I
How
said,
can it stand this cold?
I was once an assassin for the Dark Brotherhood. One of the best they had. Only, murder wasn't enough for me. When a target is marked, a typical assassin kills without question or remorse.
I did hear that the Argonians have been
The murder is
banned from
efficient.
living inside the walls of
A
Winterhold.
transaction.
Okay.
No different than going to the market. Only, I took things a little bit further.
How so?
I had what you'd call a procedure. I didn't just stalk my targets. I
Hear all
approached
this
them.
talk about a war?
I even befriended
No
them.
good never comes here.
I needed to know the man I killed.
Interesting. You need to know there's some morality behind each kill.
Maybe. At least that's the way I see it now. Not so much before.
Why is it
The
always
Dark
so
Brotherhood doesn't take
cold?
sides. When a hunter tracks game for the butcher, it's not his place to ask if the dude deserves it.
Uh-huh.
Yet, for some reason in the back of my mind, I always assumed they did. Some were less guilty than others, but all were guilty of indifference.
Ever onward.
Everyday people driven to murder, and the average target never gave two symptoms about what they did. Some even relished in it.
Yeah, but it says done, but you
This
said did.
attitude.
Those mages up in Winterhold have been
This
trying to figure
unfeeling
out how
apathy
many
that
dragons
infects
there
everyone
are in
around us.
Skyrim.
It needed to be purged.
How'd you kill your victims?
I gained their trust and offered them a drink. The mead was a paralysis poison. Then I bound them and interrogated them.
I'll need to
Until
bathe
I found
thoroughly
it.
to get this stench off.
Found what?
It was a game. I asked them to name their killer. They always assumed I was talking about me.
Gee, I wonder why. How's the girl fit into all of this?
One night we received word of a man performing the Black Sacrament in the Riften Radway.
This land's tough and unforgiving.
I was to arrange a meeting with him to get information on the target. The man told me of a story of a harlot who had taken everything from him. He wanted her to know the pain and anguish she caused him.
Okay.
Another jilted lover, I thought. Another uncaring woman.
Why is
My
it
specialty.
always so cold?
So I accepted the contract on behalf of the Brotherhood.
How did you find her?
Tracking her down was easy. She was staying in some old bunkhouse near the Jarl's Keep.
It's shameful
She wasn't a
that
harlot.
elves are made to live
She
like
wasn't even a
this.
woman. She was just a girl. Inside her wasn't apathy. It was innocence. The child wasn't even old enough to understand love. At first I thought there was some kind of mistake. Only when I confronted the man, he
Hear all this
confirmed
talk
her
about
identity.
war? I
The sick bastard was in love with a child.
Well, that's horrible.
And so that night, I killed not for apathy, but for passion, and took the child from Honor Hall.
Wow, you can say some really terrible things now, can't you, Tim? This one at the top is pretty freaking terrible. Why did you take her if he was dead?
Don't worry. I'll play my part.
In the end, it was all you ever wanted, to kill with conscience. Well, this I already know the answer to, because, duh, they're trying to kill her.
Not entirely. True, killing criminals and those who deserve it, it was easy. But the easy thing is never satisfying. I do indeed loathe apathy. In some ways, I felt that was the greater crime. The kind made with a level head.
Interesting. That's not... That's interesting reasoning. Interesting reasoning. Apathy is the true evil. Interesting. How did you end up in the Dark Brotherhood?
I was a young boy, living in an old cottage with my parents and older sister. She was about 5 years older than Morgan, and promised to marry. It was the day of her wedding, when Lord Gabania's men came riding in the field. I'll never forget the way their horses grunted and seethed, as if ready for war.
This is life. The struggle.
Then the nobleman descended from his horse and made his demands.
Yeah, I see where this is going.
Some call it the right of first night, as if men of power needed to justify their rape with laws. No, they just took what they wanted. My mother pleaded for mercy. My father reached for his
I'd
axe
say you were looking rather nice today.
when one of the guards
I
gutted
just
him.
can't resist someone wearing tight-fitting
All
armor.
anyone could do was weep. Two of Gabania's men were dragging my sister into the cottage when they passed me by. One of them turned and looked at me, and our eyes met. There wasn't a drop of emotion on that face. That's what I remember most from that night. Not the murder, or the rape, or the screams.
So the look of apathy.
It was the face of that guardsman. The face of apathy. That I couldn't forgive.
He stood up and paced because he was anxious. And there was an amulet of Mara on that table. Now I can get married. Isn't that grape? I dare say it's lemon. What happened after they killed your family?
They razed the town. Gabania really just wanted the land and the peasants cleared. When his lot forced themselves on the women, it was just for fun. No, not forced. Toyed with them, defiled them, and murdered their spirit. When they killed them all, they just left me there to watch. I mourned them for days, but my mourning quickly turned to anger. I thirsted for revenge.
Well, I did hear that the Argonians.
So you had a motive, but not the means.
I was just a boy. My anger alone would never be enough to kill a noble. I performed the Black Sacrament, but the Brotherhood never came.
Where'd you get the human heart?
I knew then I was truly alone. And if I wanted vengeance, I had to do it myself. Gabania was out of my reach, but that guard, the one whose face was burned into my memory, that was a man I could kill. I pulled the sword from my own father's chest and watched him spill all over the ground. I kept that sword as a reminder. The blood had dried and crusted over the blade, but I never bothered to polish it.
Interesting. Killing the guardsman couldn't have been easy.
No. Looking back, I was lucky I wasn't a grown man. My size and build forced me to cling to the shadows.
Oh.
A grown man would have used the sword that fell my father to seek some sort of poetic justice. A boy was forced to abandon that for a dagger.
Oh. That was wise, especially given what happened. How did you kill him?
I started out by pretending I was a beggar, nagging the guards for coin and bread.
The Great
Not that it
Quarter in
required much
Windhelm is
acting.
little better than a slum.
My hunger was
It's
real.
shameful that the Dark Elves are
I
meant to live
pestered
that way.
Gabania's men one by one until I found that face. He didn't recognize me. Of course he didn't. I tracked him day and night, from the barracks to the brothels. It was outside.
Yeah, I
That
found
night I
him.
hid behind a
I need to
stack of
hurry
hay
up a bit
piles.
because
The
the
twin moons were
episode
out,
is
and there
it's
was no
approaching its
mistaking that
end.
face. I crept up behind him as he was pissing on the wall.
Well, I did hear
The
that
sound of the
Argonians
stream.
have been
Yeah,
And when he
dagger
fell
in the
to
heart.
the ground,
walls of Windhelm.
I turned his face over and cut his mouth into a smile.
That must have been cathartic.
It was.
Why is
I
it
stared
always
into that
so
face for what
cold?
seemed like forever. It wasn't until I heard that slow, condescending clap that I woke up from my trance. Then I looked up and saw Astrid.
Astrid! Yeah, I joined the Dark Brotherhood in my other playthrough. I
I've
like
heard
the
those
Dark
mages
Brotherhood.
up in
Everything to
Windhelm
do with
have
them
been
is
trying to
great.
figure out how many dragons
Including
there
this
are
guy.
in Skyrim.
They really seem like real people, not just edgelords or something. The Dark Brotherhood is not what it once was. Perhaps you can escape.
It isn't just the Dark Brotherhood. The one who pursues me is Sithis.
The land is beautiful,
broke a
but I
tenet,
can't stand this
And in
cold.
doing so, I betrayed him.
Oh, yeah. That's the problem
Now
with
every night,
your boss being a god.
I am left to face his wrath.
Or,
Imagine, if you will, a room of complete
Daedric
darkness.
Prince, which is basically just a god
You
with
have
more
a torch in
ominous
your hands,
name.
but there's no light to speak of.
I think I'm correct in that. I'm really
The
confused
entire
by the
room
gods
is
in this
black and
world.
cold as the midnight sky. Now imagine
There's not
that
a lot
darkness
of
reaching out
references
to
to.
you,
I'm gonna have to like read a wiki or something in the near future.
embracing you into the very void itself. That's Sithis.
Yeah, I have nightmares
Nothing is in
myself,
everything.
and being reached out to by the
All in the same
darkness
form.
is something that does happen on occasion. Normally, I have different types of nightmares. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Especially if you have vivid nightmares, which I do, and it appears he does as well. Why not adopt the child yourself?
I'll admit I have grown fond of her. Despite all this happened, she can still make me laugh.
Aww.
My time with her has made me rethink my purpose in life. Perhaps I wasn't meant to be a killer after all. She even has the same dark hair and pale skin like me.
I've heard those mages up in
She'd
Windhelm
pass as
have
my
been
real
trying to
daughter.
figure out how many dragons there are in Skyrim.
What kind of father could I possibly be?
She does seem to idolize you a lot.
I try not to read too much into it. Children get attached easily. Stay here long enough and she'll probably begin to idolize you.
So, I just said to him,
The Great Quarter in Windhelm is
I just
little
said to
better than a
him,
slum.
the
It's
kid likes you,
shameful
and
that
she's
the
like,
Dark
yeah,
Elves
but,
are
and
making
he's
it
like,
that
yeah,
way.
but kids are like that. Kids are just like that. Kids are just like that. But his response to that question was more of a loathing for himself.
Shadow hide you.
Now, there's one last question I can ask. This person is busy?
Yeah.
I don't know. One more question. Any advice from me?
May you be dead 10 minutes before Sithis knows it. Truly know who you are killing. And what you are killing for before you make the killing blow.
You know what? I will. Any other advice?
Yeah. Don't join the Dark Brotherhood. The road it'll take you will be covered in not only the blood of your victims, but of your friends as well.
Okay, I could totally sleep in this bed. And you guys have just been talking up a storm back here. Hello? This is like the most interesting character I've ever met in the game, and I'm
This
totally
land's
joining the
tough
Dark
and
Brotherhood.
Yes.
Sorry.
But beautiful too.
Wine, bread, pheasant. Just...
Yeah.
Okay. Now, items. Bread and butter. 4 ale.
Men are
Feeling
all
drunk.
right
Now
from
I'm gonna take a
Skyrim to
nice
Hammerfell.
nappy nap of the nappy nap variety. But I'm gonna have to cut out some of the middle of this video because the episode has gone over in length, and I forgot to end it at the proper time. That's it for today, everyone. Bye.